Well, we could take them off at the crap table.
The casino?
They're marking the dice. Could you get me any of that stuff?
Blacklight, Joe.
Joe knows every angle.
Ace is full. Here's a guy. What I really loved about these guys when I got to read the script is that it's almost like a subculture of these guys, the mechanics, with cards and dice. And they're like magicians. But the thing that fascinated me about them was, like magicians, you know, they perform and they get patted on the back and people love them and they get paid for it. When you're a card mechanic and a magician with cards and dice, no one has to know. So you're really in the shadows. No one gives you any, you know, patting on the back and saying, hey, you could do that, great. You don't want anybody to know because obviously if they do find out, you'll get killed, number one. Number two is if you teach your friends how to do it, then they won't need you anymore. So really, you live in the shadows. Hello.
You need to come pick up your son.
But life is more complicated than dice.
Joe Duma's the winner! The only time he realizes he was alone even more was when he looks at his son. His son has Down syndrome and his son is really alone in his own world. So I thought it was really interesting that the two people, sooner or later, they kind of like redeem each other. Look, when you play a person with Down syndrome, you could really come out like a cheap suit and look bad. But he really did his homework, so I think he felt confident in that. He really studied this kid who he lived with who had Down syndrome. He worked on the mouth, the eyes, the physicality, you know. I thought it was terrific. And I'm very cautious to give advice until I see how receptive the actor is. You know, I'll just say a little something, and then I'll say a little something more, and then if I could feel the actor saying to me, well, Chazz, you know, because it's not my job to direct him unless I'm directing in the movie. If I'm directing a young actor, that's different. But if I'm just the actor in the movie, but if I see something, I'll mention it to the director first, and the director will speak to the actor. It's better to go through that channel. But then if the actor just asks me a question, I'll just, you know, make a statement or something about, yeah, well, we could do it. Let's try it this way, Tom. Let's try it, you know. He's a very gifted actor. You know, usually gifted actors are very open to that. Just like other actors tell me, Chazz, can we try this? I go, okay, let's try it. Keep your eyes on me, I'm a little fast.
He always has a move.
It's a good twitch, but where's the leak? Where you can see the other dice in your hand.
There is no other dice.
I mean, I'm looking right at him. I don't see anything.
To make the dice roll his way.
Bob, the director, can do them really well because his father taught him. So he taught me, and I would work on it for hours and hours and hours. But the beauty of film is if I messed up, I just did it again. So it's okay. But in real life, I mean, you can't mess up because you'll get killed. I could do it again, but probably 1 out of 10 times. It's hard. I mean, this took years. These guys did this hours and hours for years. You just don't learn that in 3 months. You just don't do it. You can't do it. You know, it was really remarkable how they do it. I mean, I just couldn't get over it. I grew up with professional gamblers. Absolutely, yes. They gamble all their lives. They're never rich. They just kind of eke out a living.
Kind of break even all the time?
Yeah, they just kind of, and it's the ones who really have some self-control are the ones who are able to do it for a long time. You know, I know one guy, he played horses, only horses, and he would only bet 1 race a day. That's it.
How many years did he?
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Want a four?
Swing shift, table 6. They're going in and out.
I didn't know about all the security that they have. I knew they had security, but not so far as being that advanced. I couldn't believe it, you know. And the thing that always bugged me about casinos is, you know, if you win a lot, they tell you not to come back no more. It really annoys the hell out of me. I have to tell you. You know, oh, you can't count cards. Well, gee, if a guy can count 5 decks, he deserves to win. And why can't he win? Oh, if he lost, it's okay, and that bothers me. That really does. What about if you're just lucky? You can't play? I mean, come on.
The perfect score.
Listen, I came up with something. Grab the dice with an open hand. I'm going to whip it fast. We got about 8 or 10 rolls before the heat comes down, so every bet counts.
An unlikely team.
If you do take a blow, what happens to you?
He has caught every bad break a human being could catch, including me for a father. Right or wrong, he's part of something. He's part of this. Small movies are where you get the great stories, you know. As great as this script was, and it was a great script, you know, you get big studios that don't care. They don't want to make it. you know. So you have to go the independent route. Yeah, I have a couple of movies coming out. I got this movie called Once More with Feeling, which just got accepted into Sundance. So it's at the Sundance Film Festival. Another movie with the Saturday Night Live crew called Hollywood and Wine. Another movie with Robert Davi wrote and directed it called The Dukes. That's coming out now. So a bunch of good stuff coming out.
Academy Award nominee Chazz Palminteri, Academy Award nominee Christine Lahti, Thomas Guiry, Linus Roache, and Academy Award nominee Michael Lerner.
Joe Duma, the winner!
They will not bring it!
Yonkers Joe.